Okay, I changed a setting here, just for starters, to have my other GPU process this stuff and hopefully take some of the pressure off my CPU. And so when I record little one-off videos like this, that it is not a case of breaking up about 5 or 6 minutes into it. So if you see me look over like this, I'm looking to see what my graphics card is doing. My CPU is quite happy. I want to talk about a topic that I don't think that gets enough attention within our hobby community, which is growing the hobby and community and trying to get new people into trying whatever it is they so choose. We have, well, first, let me make a couple points. 3 points to be exact. One, this is the golden age of sports simulation and games. You have the traditional companies such as Automatic and Appa still producing a lot of high quality content with their names behind it. Strat produces the big four sports. Appa does soccer along with golf and the big four. If that's your cup of tea, go for it. They are producing sets. You have a plethora of simulation games for the PC. You have the Action PC 5, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, golf. You have the Richard Hanna produced games, which are over several different companies. Second and 10 football, classic soccer, time travel tennis, replay baseball, replay basketball. I don't think there's a hockey game he's produced, but he's English, so it probably doesn't matter to him. You have the Inside Sports line of games, which all have computer versions, and card games. Man, if there is a sport you want to play, including like tractor pulls, you can play it. Downey Games sells a tractor pull sim. Is it realistic? How the hell do I know? It's a tractor pull. You will never. There are new games coming out all the time. There's a new version of title about boxing. My friend Anthony is coming out with new card sets for Glory Days boxing. There's just whatever it is you want, you can go out and play. So play the games. Okay, that's the first thing. The second one is we have a community of people who do instructional videos, including myself, who will sit down there and actually play a game and show you how I play the game. Because there aren't a lot of instructional videos on how to play certain games. If you're going to go out there and say, hey, wait a minute, I want to go out there and let's say I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan and I want to go out and play a football game. I've been a Chiefs fan forever and they won the Super Bowl and I want to replay the 2019 season. How do I do it? Can I do it? That seems kind of weird to do that. I saw some things in the 80s with micro league, baseball and stuff. Do people still do that? Yes, we do. There are 524 subs to my channel who sit there and say, yeah, I want to watch this content. And so when I went out earlier last year, because it's 2020 now, and bought Stratomatic basketball, one of the reasons why I bought it was there were no videos on the advanced game. There was a good video by Dave Schneider on the basics of the basic game, and I think Chris Tabletop Sports Delaware did something on the basic game, but there was nothing on the advanced basketball game. This is Stratomatic basketball. Okay, this isn't some fly-by-night, I just came up with this and figured out I needed to do a video. There just wasn't one there. And if we're going to have new people into the hobby, we have to give them a way to see what they want to get into. Not everything is going to be everyone's cup of tea. I understand that. But whenever you become nostalgic, whether you come in from fantasy or get tired of playing the console games and want something a little meatier or whatever, we need to have content out there that an opportunity to look to see if this is something they want to get into. Not everyone's going to get into it. But I know through my channel that I've sold copies of Action PC Sports. All 4. I haven't played the golf game, really. So I haven't really sold that. I know of other games that people have told me they bought because they watched a video that Sports Time Machine or Al Red Sox fan or Dave Gardner did. Okay? I mean, these videos do sell products. It's not why I do these videos, but if you buy something or like something because I do it, or Al does it, or ID Jester does it, ID Jester shows off a ton of games, or Anthony showing off his boxing game, it's going to sell games. People are going to watch and go, oh, okay, yeah, I like it. And finally, the other thing that I take notice of is all the negativity that goes in with the hobby. This isn't the game I want to play. This game sucks. Why would anybody want to watch an hour-and-a-half video about to play the game? I don't play the game this way. You should not play the game this way. Your video sucks because I play differently from you. How dare you use a DH? I don't like this company. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Let me start with that one first. Listen. I come from ham radio, okay? There is no more of a bunch of cranky old men than ham radio operators. Do you know how to do Morse code? No, I have significant physical disability. Guess what? I don't know how to punch out dits and dashes at an appropriate speed to get the right level of license. Well, then you're not really a ham. Great encouragement there to get people into this, into that hobby. We do the same thing. Oh, you use fast action cards when I use dice? Well, I don't care about your replay. Use fast action cards. How is that? Oh, you played a modern season with all these pitching changes? I played 1947, and I think your replay is crap. Okay, that's an exaggeration but you know what I'm getting at. This isn't what I do, and so therefore I'm right and you're wrong. I heard the other day that someone wanted to do a video. And they wanted to show it off. And someone said, why would anybody want to sit through an hour and a half to play a game? I have 524 subs that watch my stuff for an average of about 10 to 15 minutes a pop. I know how long people watch my stuff. Some are watching the whole game. Some are skipping around for the highlights. I try to give people enough options that they can do that. No, not everyone's going to sit through an entire game. No, not everyone's going to be interested because I don't play everyone's favorite team. But if we sit there and give people a hard time of trying to figure out how to grow the hobby, I know of people who have had websites offered to them and denied. Do you want your game to have some publicity? No, why would anyone want to do that? This is it. This is the golden age of sports simulations. Of people playing fantasy sports who are familiar with how statistics work, there is a potential audience of thousands of new players, from the kids who want to hear stars that form at 14 years old play, to people like, let's just say a brother-in-law who grew up a Bears fan in the 90s and might be nostalgic or nostalgic. I'll see what my sister says about that. There's an audience aren't being tapped. The game companies don't market very well. None of them do. Strat's better. Action PC is doing a little bit better. Do you ever see an ad for APBA? You can learn that game in one afternoon, the baseball game, the basic game. Is it the best game in the world? No. But you can learn it, and you can see if you like it. And it's all about using your imagination and immersion and all that. Don't discourage people from contributing and trying to grow the hobby. There is no one right answer for any question. There is no such thing as the perfect game. There is no such way as the perfect way to play. And there is no such thing as the perfect replay. You can go to one of the reference sites and read all about whatever season you really wish that you replayed and replayed correctly. Okay? But let people grow the hobby. This hobby can thrive. There's a podcast that I do, Digital to Dice. You're familiar with it. We have 5,000 plays on the podcast, okay? And that doesn't count what Dave gets on his YouTube channel. Let's grow the community. Let's make this a positive experience. There is absolutely with how you conduct your own playtime. There is nothing wrong with any game that you play, whether you play it straight up, whether you play it neutral, whether you want your team to win, whether you want certain teams to lose. The key is you're playing the game, whether it's a quick play or a full football game that takes you 2.5 hours to play. Whatever floats your boat works. Do not discourage others from finding out for themselves. Silly. Let's grow this hobby, okay? Is there anything wrong with that? I don't want to hear about it in the comments. If you don't like how other people conduct, fine. Play it. And if you think I'm wrong, do a replay yourself and it and have people enjoy it and get the interaction. All right. Ran over. Have yourself a good Thursday. Stay dry and snow-free in the Northeast.